Well, hello YouTube, Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft back with you, friends. I'm back out in the backyard. I got the birds singing. But I wanted to show you this special knife for all you knife enthusiasts, all you knife collectors out there. I hope you got one of these in your collection. It's a brand new one to me. It is the Khukuri or the Khukuri. You gotta stay tuned and check this one out, friends. Stay tuned. Alright friends, this is the Khukuri or the Khukuri. The English is K-U-K-R-I or Nepali K-H-U-K-U-R-I. Khukuri, English, Khukuri, Nepali, is a type of knife or short sword with a distinct recurve in its blade that originated in the Indian subcontinent. It serves multiple purposes as a melee weapon and also as a regular cutting, chopping tool throughout most of South Asia. The Khukuri is the national weapon of Nepal, traditionally serving the role of a basic utility knife for the Nepali-speaking Gurkhas, and consequently is a characteristic weapon of the Nepali army. There are many myths surrounding the Khukuri since its earliest recorded use in the 7th century. Most notably, a traditional custom that the blade must draw blood before being sheathed, when its sole purpose is considered as a fighting weapon. Alright friends, the blade on this one is about 10.5 inches. Rosewood handle. You could see that it is full tang. Got a massive spine on it, massive blade. Here's that recurve in it. This thing is super sharp. It comes with a beautiful sheath. This is a wood scabbard covered in leather. The traditional Khukuri comes with 2 smaller knives that are carried here in the sheath. One is a super blunt knife. One is a very sharp knife on the small ones. This is for everyday use. And this one is for maybe striking a ferrocerium rod, creating sparks off a ferrocerium rod. It's much more blunt, used more as a tool. You can see where they fasten into the sheath here. This is traditional. The large Khukuri knife with the 2 smaller knives that go in the sheath. This interesting cutout in the blade here, there's a couple different myths that go along with this, but when you look it up, say on Wikipedia, they say that this is to stop the sharpening stone here, and then there's myths that this is for when blood is running down the blade, it'll come in here and drift off instead of running onto your hand, making your grip slippery. You can see the interesting butt. Kind of looks like a third eye. That's traditional. And you see how the handle flares out. This is a total melee weapon for slashing, chopping, and doing as much damage as possible with one single blow, one single strike. You could darn near take a person's head off with this Khukuri. In addition to its use in combat, the Khukuri is also used for a variety of other purposes. It is used by farmers, laborers for cutting crops, clearing brush, and by hunters for skinning and cleaning game. It is also used as a tool for cooking, woodworking, and even as a ceremonial object in some Nepalese religious traditions. A little bit of history. Researchers trace the origins of the blade back to the domestic sickle and the prehistoric bent stick used for hunting and later in hand-to-hand combat. Similar implements have existed in several forms throughout the Indian subcontinent and were used both as weapons and as tools. It might have derived from the ancient Indian saber called nistrisma, itself possibly based on the Greek kopals brought by Alexander the Great's force to India in the 4th century BC. The Khukri or Khukuri is designed primarily for chopping. The shape varies a great deal from being quite straight to highly curved with angled and smooth spines. There are substantial variations in dimensions and blade thickness depending on intended task as well as the region of origin and the smith that produced it. As a general guide, the spines vary from 5 to 10 millimeters at the handle and can taper to 2 millimeters by the point, while the blade lengths can vary from 26 to 38 centimeters for general use, or 10 to 15 inches, and this one's 10.5, friends. The Khukri is effective as a chopping weapon due to its weight and slashing weapon because the curved shape creates a wedge effect which causes the blade to cut effectively and deeper. While most famed from its use in the military, the Khukri is the most commonly used multi-purpose tool in the fields and homes in Nepal. Its use has varied from building, cleaning, chopping firewood, digging, slaughtering animals for food, cutting meat and vegetables, skinning animals, and opening cans. The Khukri is versatile. It can function as a smaller knife by using the narrower part of the blade closest to the handle. The heavier and wider end of the blade towards the tip functions as an axe or small shovel. Okay, friends, there you have it. I'm not trying to sound like an expert on the Khukuri because I'm just learning about it. It's an extremely interesting knife. You guys need to look it up, look up the anatomy of it. Very, very interesting. But it feels extremely nice in the hand, super heavy. It's almost like a hatchet or a tomahawk or an axe. This thing is brutal. Very nice scabbard, leather covered scabbard sheath with the 2 smaller knives, 1 sharp, 1 dull. That's standard. But I want to thank you for stopping by the channel today and checking out the Khukuri, brand new knife in my collection. Very interesting knife. I'm glad I got it. If you're a knife collector, you need to have one of these in your collection. From India or Nepal, part of the Gurkha Nepalese army. This is their fighting weapon. Brutal. But I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. I appreciate everything you do for the channel. All your likes, all your views, all your shares, most importantly, all your comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have one of these in your collection. If not, you need to get one. And before you leave, please consider subscribing. If you subscribe, rate the channel, friends. Give me a thumbs up. I'm battling the algorithm. I need your help. I need your help out there to battle this algorithm. All right, friends. Please, please don't depart from the faith. And if you haven't already, give your life to Christ, friends. He died for you, loves you very much. Do it today. Don't wait. And as always, God is good. God is great. I see y'all on the next video. Already got a date.